Hello and welcome everybody to Crypto Rosetta. My name is Savage and today we're going to be having a look at Ethereum. Before we jump into the price action, I just want to say thank you for watching. If you're enjoying the content, please smash that like button. Hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel and you want to be kept up to date. Turn on those bell notifications. Also in the description below, you will find a link to the Discord. Why not check it out? It's free to join. When you are in the general chat area, just mention a member of staff and we'll be happy to help you out. Okay, so let's get into it. So we were talking about a few things yesterday. There's two ways of looking at this, and I'm still looking for this potential that we could still actually have our third wave completed here, and then we just have a bigger corrective move to the downside. For the most part, we do also have another alternative where we've had a fourth here, and then we're looking to push up into this white box area for a fifth wave. It's obviously slightly different, but we're going to go over the corrective side of it. Potentially what we'd be looking at here, so I've got it in two ways, and I'm looking at either this playing out as a ABC pattern, as a sort of a flat correction here, or a WXY to the downside. So this is still something that is valid for as long as we hold this high point of this 1714. And effectively what we were looking here for is the potential that this could be an A, a B, and a C. Alternatively, we can count this as a A and a B forming to the upside. Though this only holds true as long as we stay below this 1714 area. So we've actually come up here to this 1-to-1 already. We need to see whether we get some further extension here, because there is potential for it where this becomes a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, and we push up one more time. But for the most part, we've already met that 1-to-1, so we need to see how we react. The next support or rejection zone that potentially we could hit is the 1701. Alternatively, at top of the channel here potentially could get retested before a rejection to the downside. So within this WXY, what we'd be looking basically is a corrective structure here, and we'd be looking for this as an A, potentially a B, and a C to the downside. So this move can either be a WXY, like I said, so this will be made up of three-wave move, and effectively what we'd be looking for here is this to complete, then we'd look for a move back to the upside, get rejection, and then look to complete as a three-wave move. So the 1-to-1 is actually this 1539, so we're still looking for that. We are starting to move up here, so it is possible one of the other alternatives is in place, so stay tuned so that we go over all of them and you know where we stand with this. So the 1-to-1, well, the C-wave target is actually lower down here at this 1549 to this 1501 area. So this could be a zone we still look to actually break down to if we look at this as a move to the downside. So looking at this as rather as an ABC correction, so a flat correction, what we'd want to do is maintain the 1714. Moving above that would invalidate it, but potentially we can argue we've had this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 into this point here. And we can argue that we've also got this as an ABC to the upside. We don't have anything impulsive at the moment. If we do move up past this point, let me just get an area for it. If we move up past this 1725, we can confirm that this is that the bullish potential is rather playing out, and this one is no longer valid. But for as long as we don't break this high point, we need to just be careful that we don't start to break down. So we're right in the zone of a wave 2 here. It's come quite deep. It's come to that 854 area. So I wouldn't really want to see it go too much higher than this. But like I said, because of this channel line here, it wouldn't surprise me if we actually do move up a little bit, get a rejection off of there and move down. So we just need to keep an eye on it. That channel line at the moment is at 1711. So we just need to keep an eye on that. With that said, what we would be looking for here is then potential for an extension to the downside. So this target's obviously moved slightly, and the end target would have also moved slightly, but I'll have to readjust it if this maintains and starts to break down. But basically, a move down past this 1655 from this current location would actually give us a deeper impulsive structure here, where this becomes a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. So if we do actually start to break down, take this low point, which would actually invalidate the bullish scenario, then we could actually be looking for a move that is more around this area here. And I'm going to just pull this off of here into there. So that would actually change this target area to a slightly higher up zone, and that would be this 1543 to this 1523 zone. So this is just somewhere that we might actually look to move up to should we progress to move down to if we look to break down from this point, and we have a 5-wave structure. Though we need to just be careful of extension within this, and we could actually look to move deeper if we do get rejected harder. So until we actually break the 1714, this is still an option where we're looking at this as an A, a B, and a C. Like I said as well, it is possible that we could get a move developed like this, where basically we get this as an A wave, we form this as an A, we come back down for B, and we get a C to the upside, and then this whole move in here becomes a B wave, and then we look to break down. So we're just going to be careful with how we're counting this at the moment. We want to see further evidence that which one of these moves is actually the correct one at this point. So we're still looking for that potential to come down here towards this 1535 to this 1389. So we just if you look in yesterday's video, we do like a more detailed breakdown of all the different structures, but effectively this is what I'm looking for. If this is going to be a flat, I'd want to see it reject down into this zone again, potentially test the bottom of this channel, but we'll have to see, because we've actually managed to break out of it and we're finding support and starting to move away. So we have to just see whether we can carry on to the upside. Yeah, so let's go over the bullish options now. So within the bullish options, we would be looking at this slightly different, and I just need to change this over to the alternative count. So we were talking about it, we can look at this 4th wave potentially being completed here, which effectively means that we are in a 5th wave at the moment, and that 5th wave target is actually, it depends how these waves progress, but typically we'd be looking to this zone here of, this is slightly different to the other target that we have, 1775 to 1715. So for the most part, we've pretty much come up into this area already. So we just need to give it a bit of time, because the subwaves are actually indicating that if we are still within this 5th wave, we have some extension here. Well, we still got a 5th wave to the upside rather. So let's have a look at this. So I'm looking at this in 2 ways. Because of all the extension recently, I'm just keeping an eye on this to see if we get confirmation, but confirmation would only come by crossing above this 1858. And what we'd be looking at here is the potential that we have a 1, 2, 1 flat as a 2, and then now we're starting to progress to the upside. Though actually, until we move up past this point, until we actually move past this 1725 zone, we don't have confirmation of this. And what we'd be wanting to see here effectively is from here a 1, 2, 3 past that 1725, a 4th and a 5th. Then we'd want to see a retracement down for a B, and then we'd want to see that develop basically as a 5-wave move into this area here that we're looking for. So that would be this 1858 zone. So this is something that can play out, but like I said, we have to hit that impulsive mark first for this. Alternatively, the other way we can look at this structure is if we take it and we look at it like this. We were looking for this to potentially be a 4th wave area, and we've actually started to move away from this now. So once again, what we want to see here is a move up past this 1724 to confirm this. Until we do, this could just be a zigzag, and then we actually look to break down. So we need to just be careful. Until we take this 1714 area, we need to just be aware that we could still break down from this move. If we are looking at this as a 5th, basically invalidation would come by crossing 1605. If we break down, take out the 1605, we can't count this anymore. However, we still can potentially count it as a 1212, where we look to come back into the support zone here of this 1622 to this 1571, find support, and then look to move away. If we lose this zone of this 1555, effectively we cannot look at any bullish structure here, and this is just a corrective move to the upside, and potentially we could look to break down further and confirm invalidation of any structure here by actually crossing this 1535. So within this, like I said, we can see we've got this as a 1, 2. We can argue that this is another 1, 2 in here, in which case we'd be looking for this as a 1, 2. Would be within the 3rd wave now. If this is the case, we would have just crossed that 1618, but there's not much room here at the moment, and I would say that if we are within a bigger 5-wave structure from here, effectively we would still have some additional legs to this. If I come down here into the 30-minute, let's have a look. So we'd have to count this as potentially a 1, 2, 1, 2, and then this would be the third. So we'd still be within a third wave here. So what we'd be looking for effectively is this potentially as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. So that's what we'd want to see. We want to see something like that. We'd want to see, so off of the current zone, a fourth wave retracement would be roughly to this zone here of this 382, which would be the 1678, all the way down to sort of this 1673. Sometimes when we get these extensions, we might get a shorter one, which only comes to this 236. So we just need to give it a bit of space here and see how we progress. If we argue that we come back to this 382, effectively that would then put us in a zone where we are looking for a fifth wave. That fifth wave could potentially move up towards this area here of the 1706 to the 1699. And then we would be looking for an additional fourth wave. So the thing within this is this extension would need to move away quite a bit, because once we get this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the upside, we'd still have to have another retracement for a fourth, and there wouldn't be much space between this fourth wave and this area of the 1672. If we drop below the 1672 with this structure, it would invalidate taking another 1, 2 from here, and then potentially we would just have to look at this from that point as an A, B, and a C completed, and then confirmation would actually come by dropping down past this 1625, which, like I said, would invalidate the potential of this move playing out. If it does play out, confirmation comes by crossing this 1724, then we'd be looking for a fourth wave to the downside into this zone here, this 1705 to the 1683, and then finally a push up here into the 1746 to the 1733 area. If we do manage to push up past the 1740, we need to just be aware that we can, like I said before, we can move this fourth around a little bit. I do prefer it being here, but we need to just be careful of the fact that it could be there, in which case we might get an additional fourth and a fifth, which could push us as high as this 1796 to this 1761. If there is some extension within these waves, it is possible that we could see a push higher up here and potentially look to target this channel again, though it is not necessary. So we just need to give it some time, see how that plays out. At the moment, we don't have confirmation of this fifth wave yet. So we just got to be careful, because this could, like I said, just start to break down here, where this has been an A, a B, and then we look to break down for that C. Okay, so I'm going to leave the video there. I hope you found it useful. Please go back in the video if you want to see the different options. If you enjoyed the content, please smash the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video. Why not leave us some feedback down below? We always really like hearing from you. We'd like to hear your thoughts on where the market is, or just have anything you want to say in general. In the description below, you'll also find a link to the Discord. Want to come check it out? It's free to join. When you're in the general chat area, just mention a member of staff. We'll be happy to help you out with anything you may need. Okay, everyone, we're going to leave it there. I hope you have a great weekend. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.